Here we are to kick off Season 7 of the Gatorade Cup Series with the Great American Race from the World Center of Racing, the Daytona 500, the 7th Daytona 500 in Gatorade Cup Series history. And on the pole for this Great American Race is the 5 of Jeff Wright, 2's outside is the 14 of Jake West, then third Duel 1 winner Nathan Stapleton, Duel 2 winner and 4th Trey Rainey, and rounding out the top 5 is the A3 Lee Jack Tavo. Then 6th you have Taylor Brian Price, Larry Bouchard Jr. in 7th, then TJ Hanley in 8th, John Gambit 9th, and Tyler Fink rounds out the top 10. For the rest of you got Danny Lloyd and James Diablito, along with Max Harrison, last season's Daytona 500 champion Carson Bowers. And there's Colton Yo and Sebastian Kukulon, Riley Sampson and Jake Jefferson, then Justin Zidell and Carter Friesen, Diego Yepez and Jonathan Raines. Then there's Isaac Nichols and Stephen Baker, Jack Marshall and Dale Lightning, then Stephen Taylor and Jake Galloway, Jonathan Beeford and Alexander Rowe, then Patrick Smith and Johnny Gardner, Luke Rainey and Eli Bright, Benny Watson and Derek Hamill, past Gatorade Cup Series champion Code Luigi, with Joe Jefferson in the 41, a Daytona 500 champion a few seasons ago, then Steve Larker and Mac Johnson, and in the final row, last season's Gatorade Cup Series champion Griffin Lynn, starting 41st on the last row, 42nd, starting on the tail end, Steve Morgan in the 13. Excited to go racing in the 7th Daytona 500. Let's go down trackside to get this thing started.
On behalf of the many great folks at Bass Pro Shops, Tracker, and MB&A, gentlemen, start your engines!
Business as usual today, buddy. Nice and easy. Give your seatbelts a little tuck for me, buddy. You're ready to rock and roll. Buddy, be ready here now. Feel that thing out real good here for the first lap or so. Make sure you got a good feel for it.
The anticipation for this race was greater than it's ever been. The Daytona 500 getting set to go green in season number 7. Grayson Acevedo, Nat Wagner, Gary May, Chris Dodd, Joe Jefferson, and Carson Bowers all have one thing in common. They are past Gatorade Cup Series Daytona 500 champions. Those 6 have each won one of the Daytona 500s. Who will add their name to that trophy here today? Pace car to pit road. Jeff Wright with control to start of the race. And we're green for season number 7. Double follow the way back now. They're starting to get 3 wide. As often in turn number 3, they're 3 wide for the race lead. Octavo all the way to the bottom lane. 3 wide trying to lead lap 1 of season number 7. They come off of turn number 4 for the first time here this afternoon. Who will lead lap 1 of season number 7? It's going to be Jay Jefferson. He's sideways on the apron. Can he get back up onto the racetrack without causing a crash? Lap 1 led by Octavo, but they might be wrecking in the back. No, they save it. Jefferson does a great job getting back up onto the track without causing a crash. But now the pack is split in 2 as John Gambit to the bottom lane. He's going to grab the race lead as they come off turn number 2. And that second pack led by Dale Lightning. They're going to try to get caught up here. We kind of saw this at Talladega last season where a second pack got split from the first and they got single file and they caught up. Can something like that happen here today? John Gambit out front. They're 4 wide though in the front pack. This comes that second pack out, but yellow comes out. Fink is making contact with Zidell. Now Yepez. They come off at 4. Fink is sideways along with Yepez. They save it. They're trying to come back up. They're still 4 wide when they come back up. They're still making contact. Fink sideways. Into the wall for a few yards. Baker's into the wall hard. And Jake West has done a barrel roll. Flip hard. Baker's been hit hard. West is back up and over. Caution is out for the big one. Eli Bryce just come off the wall hard. Kukulon. There's Mac Johnson, Fink, Friesen, Baker, and West took terrible rolls. The damage to some of these cars. They're racing back. Here comes Gambit. Has the lead with Colton Yo in 2nd. Hanley trying to get 3rd. They race off of turn number 4. Leading us back to the caution flag. Yo trying to get it. Gambit is coming hard. But John Gammett leads us back to the caution flag. And a nasty crash. Baker got hit hard. He flipped. There's Johnson's damage. Hamill. Kukulon's done. Eli Bright's possibly going to be done. Carter Friesen, the damage to that car. Benny Watson all torn up. Taylor Brian Price. Joe Jefferson. Cole Luigi's on the apron with apparent damage. Reigns may have some damage. Fink, I see damage. Gardner, Morgan. There's Baker. He was one of the first to go around. There were 4 wide. They're making contact. They saved it once. They saved it twice. Third time was asking for too much. Baker, one of the first to go around. As he gets hit hard up into the air and up and over. I have to guess about 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. So let's see how this happened. Stephen Baker up and over. Code Luigi done as well in the 42. We saw this happening with the 4 wide. Yepes and Fink were making contact. They're trying to give everyone room, and right here they make some contact. Baker goes up after making contact with Yepes. He gets sideways down to Reigns. They come back up the track. West gets hit. Baker goes up and over. West does a barrel roll, and then Baker lands back on all 4s right here, so he's all right. I mean, he's going to be out, but right there gets hit again by Patrick Smith, and up and over he goes again. West still barrel rolling down the racetrack. He hits the 96 in the middle of all that, and that's got to be some of the scariest rolls I've seen. Reigns comes off the wall after hitting it, gets Jay Jefferson. As he slides up, Eli Bright hits the outside wall a ton as well. There's Jack Marshall. And I cannot say I've seen a crash quite like this in a long time in the Gatorade Cup Series. Those were some serious impacts, some serious rolls as well. We have multiple different camera angles so we can see each roll that happened. I think TV1 will capture it the best. And watch Eli nail the outside wall. Knock it down. My goodness. What a lick some of these guys took. Yeah, I can't believe how the 14 flipped and all that. Yeah, the 14 got hit by the 3, and that's what really flipped them. A few cars got away from all that by escaping on the outside. But then once about 4 or 5 got away, the rest had nowhere to go once they got hit. And we do have a few onboards to go on board with. We talked about that visor cam that we are introducing this season. Isaac Nichols was in the middle of this crash, and he has the visor cam for this race. So he had a good view of it, but first we'll go on board with a few drivers that just have regular onboard cameras. We'll see how Cole Luigi got his damage in the 42. It looked like he had missed. He may have made slight contact and all that, and that slight contact can end your race any day. Made contact there, may have made contact there. We'll see up ahead. Oh, right there. Yeah, he hit the 4 harder, Jonathan Reigns, and that could definitely take you out. He hit pretty hard on that front end. It's also going to break the 88 of Eli Bright. He's trying to break that long win streak he has in the Gatorade Cup Series, and he hits the wall a ton after getting involved. You can see the cars flipping already up there. Eli's trying to actually go low, and right there, 34 hit the 96, and look at oh, you can see them rolling. Oh, man. Can't think of a thing I not like to see more than what I just saw right there. That is some interesting views there. Joe Jefferson was involved. Season 5 Daytona 500 champion. We have a few more before we get to that visor cam. The 7 of Griffin Lynn was back here. We'll see if he's able to escape it. Last season's champion. See, I think the 72, the 2, and the 7, they have slight damage for what happened to them. They should be all right to keep going, though. I don't know if they'll be slowed by just scraping the wall. Carson Bowers, Daytona 500 winner from last season. He's involved. He has damage. He's in the middle of this, too. Watch this. Wow, that 14 flip is something else, ain't it? And he's going to have damage. He might be able to continue on. Oh, right there, he got hit pretty hard as well. All right, now time for that visor cam. The 48 of Isaac Nichols. Is he able to escape this without damage? He was right at the back of this front pack. Let's go aboard with him and see what he saw through his helmet, through his own eyes. See, 2 cars go flipping right there. Gets hit sideways through the grass. 18 comes back up and hits the 10. And he gets away without contact. Isaac Nichols still in the race. The number 48 car. Back in front, the 77 of John Gambit leads us back. They stay on the racetrack. Gambit leads us back to the green flag. Coming back here in lap 8, we've come back just a little bit early because there are a lot of retirees. Cole Luigi's Difficult Speed Weeks ends with a 42nd place finish in the Daytona 500. And obviously not what he wanted, and he's got to have an uphill climb from here. Along with Steve Morgan, he's also out. Johnny Gardner, Sebastian Kugelon, Stephen Baker, he went flipping a ton, remember? 34 of Patrick Smith, the 14 of Jake West took a few tumbles. Derek Hamill, Mac Johnson, Eli Bright, Benny Watson, and Carter Friesen. 30 cars left on the racetrack, a lot of them with damage though. Lap 8 restart, John Gambit out front, Colton Yo, TJ Hanley, your top 3. We're back racing in the Daytona 500, and how these drivers going to be affected by what they just saw. We saw cars go barrel rolling, flying through the air, and how are some of these drivers going to react to that? You can see the 51 Tail Lightning in the middle of the pack. He doesn't have a hood on that machine. He's trying to just log around, get some laps in. For the race lead, Yo to the bottom of John Gambit. He timed that perfectly. Hanley has a push from Octavo. They're going to try and get up here to the front. They're hooked up. They're tandeming. They're working good right now. They come down the backstretch. Hanley pulling low. TJ Hanley has 2 career Gatorade Cup Series points-paying victories. This is his 7th season. Oh, by the way, this is only the 7th season of the Gatorade Cup Series. Well, Hanley, the only driver in the field that has competed in all 7 Gatorade Cup Series seasons. I'm sure that's something he's very proud of, but thinking, man, I'm an old guy now, and wanted to kind of show that these younger rookies, he can still race and get up there and win some races. Octavo going to lead this lap. He has Danny Lloyd behind in 2nd. Nathan Stapleton in 3rd. Jeff Bright, your pole here. He's coming back up. He's 4th in the inside lane. He has a shot still. He's still on 500. He was able to miss that crash. As right now, the 48th, the last car in this pack, we have currently 16 cars in this pack. The 78, the 22, the 2, along with the 11, they're questionable. And if they can get caught up in the draft, they're going to need another yellow, I think, to get caught up with only 4 cars in their draft. Yeah, I don't think that the 78 or any of them, they can get caught up in time. They would need another yellow to come out. But with their racing at the front, they're 3x3. It could definitely happen. Jeff Bryan, the 5, all the way to the bottom. Your pulse there, back out front of the Daytona 500. We're not even halfway through the race, and so many cars are out and damaged. They come off 4, Jeff Bright. He clears. He's out front. Larry Bouchard Jr. pulls low. In the 17, Bright comes down to cover the spot. Bouchard with the big move, almost spinning himself out as they came off the tri-oval. He has Jonathan Buford by him in the 33 with Stephen Taylor in the 31. And it looks like Griffin Lynn from the 41st starting position after missing that crash. He's up here in this front pack. He has a shot at the Daytona 500. Isaac Nichols as well. We saw he had that helmet cam, that visor cam, and he's doing pretty well at the front right now. He's in this main pack. He has a shot still. Buford keeps it below for that 2nd position. Stapleton gets put high by TJ Hanley, who went to the middle lane. Trey Rennie's in the middle. As right now, both of our dual winners still in this, Trey Rennie and Nathan Stapleton. And I would say all of our front 4 in it, but Jake West went barrel rolling down the front stretch. He's out, but Jeff Bright's still in it, Nathan Stapleton's still in it, Trey Rennie's still in it. So we got 3 of the, right now, 3 of 4 of the front 2 row starters up here. 3 wide. Jeff Bright's done a great job on the outside, though. He's actually pulling those cars. So he's trying to get clear of that 31. He had a huge push. The 83 looks like he's a pretty good pusher. He pushed Hanley, remember, on that restart. Now he's pushing Jeff, and Jeff has gotten some pretty good pushes up there on the top side. You'd think the inside would just clear easily, but Jeff's been hanging up there for quite some time. Larry Bouchard Jr. is loving what he's seen as well, because no one is able to get even remotely close to him with their battles for 2nd. Now Taylor and Trey Rennie can get lined up. They might be able to run down that 17 car. Small pack at the front, but this is it, unless a caution comes out. If a caution were to come out, say we would get about 5 more cars in this front pack that would have a shot. And currently we have however many, 16 about. We have about 16 in this front pack. Could be about 21 if we get another yellow flag. And that's it, because right now they're starting to get spread out just a little bit more. Trey Rennie up to 2nd. He had a huge push there. And I think like Jay Jefferson's back there. Who are those 5 cars that want a caution? Jake Galloway, Carson Bowers still up to speed in that 6th car. Luke Rainey, Jack Marshall, and Jay Jefferson, they all want a yellow flag. Even though some of them are slightly damaged, they're still keeping up to pace like this. Oh, we have some cars in the grass up here. Nichols has blown an engine. Isaac Nichols in the 48. He came in as one of the favorites, and he's up in smoke. Try to see if anything's hot. It looks like oil temp is at 200. Water temp is under 200, so I don't think there's anything wrong with engine temps, but just up and smoke and a tough break for one of the favorites to win this Daytona 500. Isaac Nichols out of this race officially. And that's really split the pack up now, as Trey Rainey is now out for a push from Steven Taylor gets by. And now that 47, some others are going to try and get caught back up. The 20, the 77. They're single file. They should be all right, but I'm really worried about that 47. He doesn't really have anyone behind him to push him forward. As you can see right here, he's all alone. If he can just keep in that draft, it looks like he's slowing. He might lose the draft, and then we might be down to 14 cars that have a shot at this Daytona 500 now. We'll have to see, though. Anderson still trying to follow wherever that 20 and the 77 go. They've caught right back up with the pack because they had the draft. They were close enough, but that 47 being at the back of the field and then getting slowed by that 48, no good for him. I think when we kind of flash through there, the 22 is losing the draft, but he's caught right back up. The 21 and the 15, they're kind of on pace. They're a little off pace, though, I think. Yeah, these 5 really want a yellow flag. They're still raceable. They're still racing pretty hard. Galloway's obviously the best in condition of any of these drivers, but Luke Rainey, definitely, he has not as much damage as the 6, the 78, and the 22 do. They all want a caution flag. Now the 20 and the 7, them balanced side by side, that really hurt their runs that they were getting. And now they're going to try and get sucked right back up to the pack, but the 7 losing some ground. Halfway next time by, Trey Rainey out front, Steven Taylor second, Jeff Bright third. As currently, front 4 are Chevys. Here at the front, make it front 5 as Colton Yeo gets by. In fact, front 6 it could be as Jonathan Beefer in the 33 is coming with the run. So Chevrolets doing wonders here at Daytona as of now. And they've not lost a Gatorade Cup Series race so far. Jeff Bright won the pole. The clash went to Isaac Nichols, and the duels went to Nathan Stapleton and Trey Rainey, respectively. So, Chevrolet having a pretty good showing here at Daytona. They're trying to end it out with one of their cars in Gatorade Cup Series victory lane here at Daytona. So right now your front 2 are your duel winners. Trey Rainey won duel 2. He's leading. Nathan Stapleton won duel number 1. He's in second. He's going for that race lead, though. He hangs a hard left to get underneath that 95, entering turn number 1. Trey Rainey, though, doing a great job. He stays clear for now. Now those front 3 got away. Here comes John Gammett in the 77, trying to spoil that Chevy party up front. Colton Yeo trying to come down to cover the spot in that 77. That 77 faked high, tried to get Colton Yeo up there. Yeo goes up there, but Gammett didn't really have the run that I thought would get down there, but he got down there all right, and he's going for that 3rd position. He has Larry Bouchard Jr. pushing him. Yeo trying to cover the spot. Gambett's not going to be too happy about that move. Luckily, Yeo moved out of the way, or else Gammett probably would have turned him right there. Here we come to 14 laps to go. It's a 14-car pack. Not many cars have a shot unless a yellow comes out. We keep mentioning that possibility of a caution coming out because of something happening. And we might catch lap traffic as well with how slow some of these guys are. Steve Larker's slow, James Stableo, Jonathan Rains, Riley Sampson, and Dale Lightning. Joe Jefferson and Alexander Rowe are just a little bit up the road, but they're a lot faster than these guys back here. So really about 5 cars to worry about. The first one's going to be that 75 of Steve Larker. We'll see how Trey Rainey and some others can do getting through. As here comes that 27 and 77 makes it 3 wide down low. John Gammett wants this race leading the Daytona 500. And they're down there. Gammett 3 wide to the bottom lane. Larry Bouchard Jr. and Jonathan Beefer as pushers as they race off of turn number 4. 13 laps to go this time in the Daytona 500. John Gammett is going to lead us back. And here comes Larry Bouchard Jr. though. He's come to the bottom lane. Now which lane's going to go? They're going to catch the 75 in an awkward position. Which lane's going to go? Will it be the top or the bottom? They're racing off into turn number 1. Larker trying to get down low. He gets into the middle lane. And that's going to slow all lanes. A few cars get away. They're hooking right. This is where impatience is going to... Impatience could ruin a lot of drivers' races right here. A few cars get away. Stapleton gets away in the outside lane. And it's going to be the middle. Trey Rainey, Diego Yepes, Jeff Bright all blocked. Zidell gets by. Yeo is now stuck. And Trey Rainey cannot get by. These 4 cars are going to lose the draft. And that has got to be heartbreak. You're running up there, you're doing everything you can, then something out of your just out of your power happens, and you got to be really annoyed by that. So up at the front, 3 cars pull away. It's Larry Bouchard Jr., Danny Lloyd, and John Gammett. Your front 3, they have pulled away from the rest of the field. Stapleton is 4th. On back to 10th. Now 11th is Trey Rainey. Colton Yeo is 12th. Yepez and Jeff Wright finally just get by. They're 13th and 14th. They've lost the draft, though. Trey Rainey trying to get hooked on along with Colton Yo as the leader's about to catch more lap traffic here in the forms of the 10, the 51, the 18, and the 4. We're coming to 11 laps to go. Still tons of time left. They can catch a lot more lap traffic. We'll see where Larry Bouchard Jr. decides to go here. He's hanging wide here. Oh, Stabolito came up into him, almost turning that 17. Look at the run. Danny Lloyd is going to try and get around the outside. Couldn't get it done. But they're stuck, and this will allow that second pack to really close in. Gambit with the big run to the bottom lane. He'll get to the race lead. Danny Lloyd, fellow Toyota, trying to get by. He's going to try and get to second here. Stabolito's trying to shut that door. Lightning gets out of the way on the top side. Gambit almost runs into him. And now Reigns and Sampson trying to get out of the way as the second pack trying to get caught right back up. Wow, Stabolito's not too happy with Larry Bouchard Jr. I don't think he tried to block him again down the backstretch. Dale Lightning trying to move down low. And here comes Octavo and some others. Oh, Reigns doing a bad job there trying to get by Sampson. It really slows that 17 down. As they've now caught this pack. The second pack has caught up. 2 cars now pull away. 2 Toyotas. And the whole 9 of lap traffic, they're double file, which is really hurting these drivers out. Octavo trying to shuffle that 10 up to the top side. He finally gets that done, but in the process gets shuffled to the middle lane. And now Reigns is out there. He's on the bottom lane as well. 3 cars away from this pack. Jeff Wright and Yepez are like, man, maybe we can catch up here. Reigns gets split to the middle lane. Zidell moves down low. That 10 and the 18. The 51 as well. They're all battling back here. Jeff Wright, Diego Yepez have a decision. Where do they go? They go to the outside lane. They're going to try and split maybe through the middle. They couldn't get that done. Yepez goes back down low. Now these drivers have finally cleared that lap traffic. Up front, 3 cars. Gambit leads. Danny Lloyd in second. Larry Bouchard Jr. in third. 9 laps to go. They have more lap traffic up the road. Jake Galloway has fallen off the pace. Remember, he was one of the drivers that was up to speed. Oh, that car, he's lost some cylinders, it sounds like. That car does not sound great as they go by him right here. And Alexander Rowe and Joe Jefferson are the next 2 ahead. And that should be it for lap traffic if we're lucky. Now, how do they get by? Jake Galloway. Larry Bouchard Jr., hey, huge run. He's going by the 19th. Danny Lloyd right here. Gambit trying to get high. He does. And he's going to get away as Galloway gets in the way. He gets up in front. Danny Lloyd, now John Gambit, a sitting duck out front with Larry Bouchard Jr. in second. Danny Lloyd trying to get on front. Stapleton couldn't get it done. He's really slow. Zidell has lost touch with the pack. It's now 11 cars. As these drivers back here still trying to get by the 4, the 18, some others. Jeff Wright and Yepez have finally just gotten by. But Galloway's holding up now. Trey Rainey and Luigi Octavo. Zidell trying to get a few positions right here as they come off turn number 2. Trey Rainey trying to get by in the outside lane. Galloway almost pushing him into the wall. Octavo held up. Zidell gets by. Octavo finally going to get down low. And John Gambit all by himself. He has lap cars ahead though, and he's slowed by the 41 of Joe Jefferson and Alexander Rowe. Stapleton, Yo, Bouchard Jr., Taylor, Lloyd, Buford, Lynn, and Hanley. All of the shots. A 10-car breakaway at the front as John Gambit trying to get by lap cars. Colton Yo, Larry Bouchard Jr., and Nathan Stapleton have caught him. Now that second half of the pack going to try and get caught up as the 72 moves down front of the 77. The second half of the pack is now here. It's a 10-car race at the front. It's only 10 cars. 7 to go, 6.5 to go. John Gambit goes low. Larry Bouchard Jr. goes low. Colton Yo gets stuck up high. You're going to be down the bottom lane here to get by all these lap cars. Nathan Stapleton 3 wide for second. He's going to grab that second position away. Now Steven Taylor's going to get by Colton Yo as Yo is stuck behind the 72 of Alexander Rowe. He has to get down line here. He has to get in that draft to try and have a shot. Keep it a 10-car battle up here. He's falling back to 9th, actually. Where's 10th? It's apparently only a 9-car pack at the front. Trey Rainey is 10th. Justin Zidell 11th. And Luigi Octavo in 12th. And Colton Yo's been held up by Alexander Rowe. It's now an 8-car battle at the front. As meanwhile, Nathan Stapleton takes over the race lead. But here comes TJ Hanley with Jonathan Buford. Caution is out! Jake Galloway's got spun around. And this is coming back to see 5 to go. It's gonna be a 1 to go restart. They're 3 wide. You want to position yourself in the right place at the right time. Jonathan Buford gonna try and lead them back to the caution flag, which may be the best place to be. Here comes Hanley fighting back in the outside. To the stripe they come. Buford, Bouchard Jr., Hanley. Buford leads us back. Second, TJ Hanley, and Larry Bouchard Jr. third. And hold your breath now. Galloway, wrecked. And it's going to be a 1 to go restart. Daytona. Let's see how this happened. So Galloway may not have been getting the spotter information he needed, as he's going to come up right here as Riley Sampson and the others get by him. And remember, Galloway's very slow. And he just comes up, maybe not knowing that the 18 was that close and gaining that fast. And into the wall they go. Galloway gets spun around. The yellow flag comes out. It's going to set up an interesting restart here. It's going to be a 1 to go restart. We got the caution with 5 to go. So that means we're going to have a 1 to go restart. Jonathan Buford out front. What he needs to do is have them battle for a second behind. He might have this. What we do know is that someone new is going to add their name to a Daytona 500 champion trophy here at the end of the day. So Galloway spun around, brings out the yellow flag. And my oh my. An interesting Daytona 500, maybe one that no one was really expecting to go like this, has just turned a different direction once again. Jonathan Buford leads us back to the caution flag. TJ Hanley second, Larry Bouchard Jr. in third. How is this going to play out? Who gets to victory circle at the end of this 1-lap shootout at Daytona? It's 1 lap to go. And Daytona 500 victory is on the line. So we want to update you on what happened to the 48. It was an engine issue. Carson Bowers also during that green flag run had a header issue. He's out. All the cars left down there. We have 20 cars on the lead lap, and they're going to finish it there as long as they can make it to the white flag. So out front, Jonathan Buford trying to win the Daytona 500. TJ Hanley second, Larry Bouchard Jr. third, Griffin Lynn fourth, Nathan Stapleton in fifth. We're back racing at Daytona with the white flag. Hanley moved high. He's trying to get a run, it looks like. Bouchard Jr. goes low. This may have hurt any shot Hanley and Bouchard had at winning this Daytona 500. But if that 17 get a good enough run, he has a shot here. He's right on the back of Jonathan Buford. 33 and 17 gonna battle it out here as they come off turn number 2. Bouchard Jr. got a great jump. Now he's looking low down the backstretch. They're side by side for this race lead. Jonathan Buford, Larry Bouchard Jr., Steven Taylor trying to get a good enough run to get up here and make it 3 wide. He can't get that push. But off into turn number 3. Bouchard Jr. trying to clear Jonathan Buford. No one close enough on the inside to make a move. Larry Bouchard Jr. in his return to the Gatorade Cup Series comes down into the tri-oval. He'll add into a Daytona 500 champion trophy. Bouchard Jr. wins the Season 7 Daytona 500. What a way to return to the Gatorade Cup Series. Larry Bouchard Jr. does it in his return. And a last lap pass on Jonathan Buford. Well, it was an interesting Daytona 500. They all can't be diamonds for sure. Let's go check the finishing results. Here are the finish results from the Daytona 500 at the Daytona International Speedway. There were 2 caution flags for 8 laps and 10 lead change among 6 different drivers. Larry Bouchard Jr. wins the race as he beat out Steven Taylor at the end to finish second. Jonathan Buford passed with the lead on the restart. He ends up third. Tough break for him. Danny Lloyd in fourth, and Griffin Lynn rounds out the top 5. They have Trey Rainey in sixth, TJ Hanley in seventh. John Gambit leads the most laps at 12. He ends up 8th. Nathan Stapleton in 9th, and Colton Yo rounds out the top 10. There is your top 20 finishers. There were only 20 that finished on the lead lap at the end. So it was a very interesting Daytona 500. Once that big crash happened, it took a lot of names out, and it got damage to a lot of cars, and that is why it was kind of like that all spread out there with the lap cars and whatnot. See, 28 cars actually finished running. Bowers and Nichols had some issues under the green flag, and all these rest drivers, 31st on down, they were involved in that big crash that happened on lap number 2. Code Luigi, Steve Morgan, Johnny Gardner, Sebastian Kukla on up to Carter Friesen. So now let's go look at the point standings. Well, it's only one race, but here are the point standings. It's Larry Bouchard Jr. with that win is atop of the points list. Steven Taylor, Jonathan Buford, Danny Lloyd, Griffin Lynn, Trey Rainey, John Gambit, TJ Hanley, Nathan Stapleton, and Louis Jack Tavo round out the top 10 in points. And that was definitely an interesting Daytona 500. Wouldn't have been what I would have liked it to be, but you know, it is what it is. Some are diamonds, some aren't. And we'll just go on to the next few races. Look down 21st to 40th right there. Allow these ourselves time to rebound. It's early on in the season. Anything can happen from here. So the next race, second race of the season, we go out west to Auto Club for the Auto Club 400. See you guys then.